What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. You know, every now and then I get nostalgic. I think back to the days. Don't you miss the good old days? The good old days when you didn't get hired because of your race. You were discriminated against in the workforce and you didn't get hired simply because of the color of your skin. Those were the days. It was so easy to know what the problem was. It was so easy to say, that's the problem right there. That's what we're going to go against. These days it's a little bit more tricky. You see, it used to be that you didn't get hired because of the color of your skin. These days, it seems you get hired almost solely because of the color of your skin. Now, some of you have a hard time understanding what the problem might be in that, but if you're just being hired or judged on the surface level, then what you actually bring to the table cannot possibly be appreciated. And in that case, the best that you're going to get is exploited. Okay, and that's especially hard if you're an artist. Now, if you're just working to just make ends meet and stuff like that in the everyday world like the rest of us, man, maybe you might not have a problem with that. But if you do have a job that is performance based and it rests almost exclusively on your talents, or it should, on the strength of what you can actually bring to the table, this might be a bit of a hard pill to swallow, and it's always tough, to face up to the fact that something like this exists. But I want to talk about this story right here because this is kind of illustrating what I've been talking about for a very, very long time, and the reasons why you hear me get vocal about situations with the things that I watch. Like, for example, last year, you heard me going off about the whole Moses Ingram situation in Kenobi, because from the moment she stepped onto the screen, you just felt like someone just put her there just to be there. You didn't believe her. You know what I mean? And although Moses Ingram is a very talented, very beautiful actress, you know that her talents are not being utilized. You know that she was just put there to be checking some boxes. And this is what's been going on with Hollywood for a long time. And to criticize this or to point it out, of course, means that if you're black, you're a self-hater. No one should be listening to you. You should just be happy just to be getting the crumbs off the table. Of course, if you're white, it means that you're racist. To even imply that somebody might be a diversity hire, it's an ugly term. It's a dirty word. Nobody wants to hear it, but it is real. And I want to use this story to illustrate this because we need to do better. We need to identify what this is and make this an incentive to ourselves. Make this a motivation to actually take part in ownership. That's the only way out of this, guys. It's the only way out of this, to ensure that talent is being maximized and appreciated. You have to be more of an owner, okay? Otherwise, like I said, you run the risk of more of this. So let's just check this out, right? I saw this on the NewYorkPost.com, and this is about Donald Glover. Okay, Donald Glover, and we used to call him Don Glover back in the day. I believe Ethan Van Sciver started that. Shout out to him. Don Glover is, and of course, you guys remember he was the cast as the young Lando Calrissian, back in the Solo movie and everything. And he's in a bunch of other things. He's known as Childish Gambino as a rapper. And he's talking about his time on 30 Rock, which was probably his first gig. And Donald Glover says, Tina Fey told me I was a diversity hire on 30 Rock. Oh, yeah, he was a diversity hire. Donald Glover claims Tina Fey told him he was only hired as a writer on 30 Rock thanks to NBC's diversity initiative. Now, of course, guys, there's a lot of diversity initiatives out there. This isn't something that's new. Quotas, that was popular on jobs for a long time. Equal opportunity, all types of things are out there. These are incentives, to these businesses because, like I said, it used to be that it was legal to discriminate against people of color and different backgrounds in the workplace. So a lot of these laws and initiatives were passed to reflect that there are, there's a push to at least try to diversify the workforce and that you can't legally discriminate against other people. But somewhere along the line, things went wrong because you started lowering your standards to get these people in there, and the quality of the service or the presentation began to take a hit. Once again, in show business, like I said before, once you start doing all this black facing, for example, I've always made the point, they're not doing this because they love us black people. They're doing it to shut up the critics that are always saying, I never see myself. I never see myself. Okay. There's some Negroes on the corner. Get them in here. Get them in here. Never mind their background. Or even if they do have a background, we're going to have them play what we want them to play. Robert Townsend talked about this over 30 years ago in Hollywood Shuffle. This has been going on for a long time. All right. So anyway, the comedian is also known by his moniker Childish Gambino and landed his first breakthrough writing job on the hit sitcom in 2006 when he was just 23 years old. Now, he said while he did bring his own ideas to the table, Glover says the network introduced a diversity incentive at the time that allowed shows to hire black writers without it reflecting the budget. So they got them on the cheap. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not cooning to say that a Black Little Mermaid, for example, is something that Disney is doing because this is something that gives them the kickback. It's not something they do out of love for the black community. They don't care if little black girls have a image or a role model or something like that. They don't care. Now, the fact that we will accept that enables it. All right. But when the movie comes out, all we really need is for her to be there. It's like I said before about Barack Obama. The only thing Barack Obama had to do for the black community to love him was be black and smile. I remember some guy wanted to fight me over that. I'm like, bro, there are easier ways to hurt yourself. But anyway, it's the truth. Our standards are so low that all we want is just to be seen. This is the reason why I cringe when I hear these black people come out. Well, finally, I'm being seen. I'm being seen. Dude, everyone's got a cell phone. Everyone has access to YouTube. In 2023, there is no such thing as finally I'm being seen. You can broadcast yourself the same way that I'm doing. I don't have to go to the movies to see myself. All I have to do is go on my channel, The Gospel, according to Mark with a C, and ooh, there I am. And I control the way I'm being seen. Unlike these people here, it was a diversity thing, Glover told GQ in April's cover story. There's no animosity between us or anything like that. But Tina Fey said it herself. And he goes on to say, Glover wrote for the Emmy Award-winning show for 3 years, and he says it definitely didn't feel like I was supposed to be there. What did he say? It definitely didn't feel like I was supposed to be there, the singer said. All right. See, this is his mind telling him that he wasn't hired for his talents. Somebody put him there to check a box. All right. This is the unspoken truth that a lot of us know in situations like this. I know it's a bitter pill to swallow, but these things are real, guys. All right. And there's only one way out of it. But we'll talk about that in a minute. I talked about it at the beginning of the video. He says, I used to have stress dreams every night while I was doing cartwheels on the top of a New York skyscraper with the other writers watching me. Wow. Yeah, stress dreams are real. I don't expect someone to quit under situations like this. You were a diversity hire. You filled a quota, equal opportunity, affirmative action, all of that stuff. All I can say is you got to make it count. All right. You got to make it count. You're there. You can't hire the conditions under which you were hired. You can't control the conditions under which you were hired, but you can do the most with it. All right. You can come to terms with the fact, and then you can make them so glad, all right, that they hired you, and you can go on to do your own thing. But we'll get into that in a minute. Let me see here. In a 2018 New Yorker profile, the entertainer said he began to wonder if he was being hired just because I'm black. Isn't that a bitch? Like I said before, back in the day, you used to be stressed out about being fired because you were black or not hired at all because you were black. This is a whole different phenomenon, guys, and it doesn't feel any better. According to the outlet, Faye confirmed that the answer was in large part yes, she admired Glover's talent, but hired him because funds from NBC's diversity initiative made him free. He was free. All right. What does that mean? What does it sound like? Free labor. What is free labor if not a form of slavery? Okay. All right. She acknowledged that she admired his talent. Okay. Like I said before, the question is never whether, what's her name? Haley Berry or whatever her name is, the new Black Little Mermaid. The question is never whether or not she's talented enough. The question is never whether these black-faced superheroes that are taking place of traditionally white superheroes are talented. That's not a question. Of course they're talented. The question is Hollywood exploiting them? When you look back at Thandiwe Newton in Solo, when you look at Moses Ingram, when you look at what's his name, John Boyega, when you look at even Kelly Marie Tran, you see the exploitation of Hollywood. Where do these people's careers go after? John Boyega is doing fine, I would imagine. All right, Thandiwe Newton has been around for a while. All right, but Moses Ingram, Kelly Marie Tran, it's like you see so many of these situations where they use them and they puff them up. They throw them out there. Get ready for the racist backlash. They keep playing this card. You know what I mean? It just shows you what Hollywood is made of. They hire these people. They put them out there. Anthony Mackie is the same thing. I did a couple of videos about this. One was Useful Idiots. The other one was, Dinner for Schmucks. They use us. They use us. Yes, they're getting paid. Okay, they're getting paid money. Guess what? Slaves got free room and board too. You know what I'm saying? It's like they use you, they suck you dry, even though you are talented, even though you are intelligent. But guys, the good news is that with that talent, all right, with that that know-how that you have, to come in there and do what you have to do, that talent that you have, that natural talent and things like that, the qualifications that you have, you can put that to ownership. You know what I mean? If you're in the business long enough and you stack your chips, you make money and stuff like that, you can also become an owner. Your budget might be lower, and everything like that. You might not make blockbuster money, but it's got to start somewhere, guys, because it seems like we're going backwards here. It's a weird thing to be hired just because of the color of your skin, even though we were always told, judge someone by the content of their character, by their talent, and not solely the color of your skin, because when you do that, you become disposable. And that's what we have today. We have so many of us who are here today, we're gone tomorrow, and in the meantime, we're making a bunch of people a bunch of money. It's the same thing with hip hop. We're being hired just to make studios money. And with the dawning of AI, they're not even going to need that for rappers anymore. So we have to protect our position. We have to protect our legacies. And I applaud Donald Glover for talking about this. I don't know if he meant to put it out there like that, but you know me, I don't miss a thing. So I just wanted to throw that out there, guys, before you get so harsh in your judgment of me when I critique the industry for hiring and using black talent and giving back nothing. Understand, this is the context from which I come from. You know what I mean? The same thing happened with Black Panther. Black Panther is a legacy character. Black Panther is supposed to be a character that is protected. We just saw all of these people getting an uproar about the line Batman is a fascist in the Blue Beetle trailer. They're doing what they're supposed to do. The question is, why didn't we do what we were supposed to do? At least as black people or fans of Black Panther, to protect the integrity of that character the same way that others are protecting the integrity of Batman and Superman and all of those things. But no, we let it go. We let it go. Why? Because we rather celebrate black womanhood. It was good to be seen. It was good to be Shuri. It was good to be Queen Ramonda. It was good to be all of those things. Ironheart. But in the meantime, we sacrifice our own integrity just to be seen. Guys, this is something to think about, and I hope you do. You can get in the comment section. Thank you guys for listening. I will catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.